Hi everybody, this is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, I send you love. Before I begin this video, I want to read today's Bible verse, if I can even get to it now correctly. Okay, so it's 1 Corinthians 13:7. Beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. And I am going to keep that verse up to just look at it while I do this video. And I don't know why, I just feel like crying right now. So you guys know that I don't mind crying for the video. I am as real can be. I love the feeling. I love love. I am very open to that type of way of being. I believe that it's very honest. So anyway, as I was reading this verse this morning, it makes me reflect for this past month of my journey. I know where I am headed here. I know exactly what my journey is entailing. But it doesn't make it any easier. This past month for myself has been everything, like I have explained in several videos, everything. It's been very awesome. It's been nothing. It's been everything. It's been fulfilling, yet very uncertain, yet certain. And it's crazy to think that it can even be this way. And an individual can still be functioning properly. But I guess the difference is that when you get to this type of level here, of course, it's because you've reached a different type of understanding now. You've cleared out a negative mental state. You've cleared out a negative emotional state. You know, you're no longer really seeing that things are happening to go against you. Things are happening just to happen. So you're going along with life. You're not seeing it as good. You're not seeing it as bad, because now you know that your thoughts create your reality. And that everything that you are experiencing is a part of your own personal thoughts, your own emotions, your own creation. If you don't like your life, you can do something about it. If you don't like the way you're feeling, you can do something about it. I see this, although I really don't feel I'm being challenged. I still feel very challenged. This period, and you will get through so many stages of how bad do you want it? I've been used to, almost on command, I can receive information. once I began to open up to internal guidance, receiving visions, being able to pick up on some hearing, some sounds, that has had to grow more so in my journey. I have been more visual in my journey. I have been able to, again, and it began with me trying to, or having to, create stillness. I had to be still. Because I was proving to myself, again, that that is what I wanted to do. This is available to everybody. That you can connect and receive information, some way, shape, or form. It's yours. But if you don't believe in it, and if you don't try to achieve it, it's by your own decisions. So you have to prove to yourself that it's what you want. And just because one day you might say, oh, I want this. You might be thinking, I want this. But you're not doing anything about it. Our actions are what continuously keep us in alignment with what we hold true within our heart. Our thought, our emotion, and then the action sets it in stone. This past month has enhanced my spiritual gifts, my abilities. Yet I haven't tapped into it all the way. I have to prove to myself that this is what I want. Trying. Setting more intentions. Doing things. And I don't know where this video is going. So I ended up saying, although I haven't been receiving daily like I usually am, like I usually have in my past, I still receive. I ended up seeing Noah's Ark. And it docked on land. But that's all that I saw. I didn't see anything else. Although I know what it represents. I know what it signifies. The great flood signifies the great washing, the great purification that was used at that time frame to purify. Christ said that, or God said he would never flood the land again. That he would come back in a fire. Christ is what comes back within the fire of the Holy Spirit. Which means that our purification process, although we can become baptized, which of course is going to require water, the flooding is not what takes place. It's the burning. Yet, you are still going to experience a form of purification that results in a form of flooding. You are not going to feel as if you are drowning any longer. You're going to feel as if that purification is taking place in a form of a burning away. Which one is better than the other? It's your perspective. When Noah and his family and all of the animals reached land, it was a sign that they had cleansed themselves. They had reached a level of purification. And when they looked upon the rainbow, it spoke of the promise between God and man, between heaven and earth. So I haven't gone back into my notes to kind of see when I actually saw the ship no longer sailing and kind of docked at the by land to seeing a double rainbow last night. Now, this is not a ordinary double rainbow. Now, symbols, signs that man has actually created or is giving out for us to try to understand are not the actual same true symbols from their origin. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of been altered a little bit to still keep us a little bit suppressed, a little bit withdrawn, a little bit disconnected. You have to push through. Still continuously using your own gifts of discernment. The more that you remove the fear, no matter what you are going through in your life, if you are working with a symbol or a sign, the truth of the sign is going to be given to you, whether or not you actually see it. So let's go for an example, the Vesica Pisces. I hope I pronounced that correctly. It is traditionally seen going horizontally. And that is not actually the way that it is portrayed when it is given to me. It is going vertically. So that's just one example. And so the rainbow that I was given last night was a rainbow was already formed. And it was actually sitting upon the water. And to its side, like, I guess, a camel's hump, if the camel had two humps, how it would be side by side, hump and hump. The second rainbow appeared. And this rainbow was about 10 times the size of the rainbow that was already present. Our body contains the rainbow with our chakra system. As we heal ourselves, all of the chakras come online, become purified, balanced, and working in working order, which of course opens you up to higher realms. You have an earthly rainbow, which signifies your physical form, and you will receive a heavenly rainbow, which connects both earth and heaven. But let's go a little bit deeper here. This is also known as the Rainbow Bridge. And is a significance that you are growing spiritually, and your consciousness is, of course, expanding as a result. Which means that your material world is expanding. When the aura, or the rainbow, is given, that connection, the promise, the covenant, this is expanding your aura as well, and it's going to create more healing. And this is going to kind of make you feel as if you need to rest a little bit more, kind of slow down a little bit more. And this is definitely something that I have been feeling. 3 days total now. And of course, I know we're coming up on this new moon in Taurus where things are really, the energy is really asking us to kind of slow things down even more so. Take rest. It's all about self-care and self-love. And this is connecting for me. Connecting. You get it? The rainbow bridge is connecting. So the rainbow bridge is a term for the channel of light that moves through your chakra system and along your spine, allowing spirit to enter your body and stimulate the development of your soul. The bridge comes to life as your consciousness is raised. It draws in higher energies that nourish and awaken your body, your mind, your soul through your chakra system. So that's what I just kind of explained. And as your chakra has been stimulated by the increased influx of spiritual light, a clearing process begins, which supports the consequent expansion of your consciousness. This clearing is like a spiritual detoxification. It clears blocks from your mind, emotional body, and your physical body, as well as from your soul, such as unresolved past life issues. As these blocks are broken down and processed, emotional trauma stored in your organs and nervous system can be released, and your energy field becomes more spacious. And of course, this is the process of clearing all of your chakra systems, which is a part of our ascension process, and which is why, of course, the process can be so lengthy. And every time a planet is in your chart or being emphasized in our own reality, it is working with a certain chakra. Yeah, I know you guys know all about that. Now, I've talked to a few people about, and I think I mentioned it within the 7 levels of initiations video, where the purpose of our clearing is to hold on to more light. We are trying to get to about 96%, at least 96% light quotient. Now, I don't want you to become discouraged about that number, okay? Don't think so much about the number. And this is something that I have not mentioned in any of my videos yet. And this is why I also explain or ask, I emphasize, I plead, really, journal your experience. You are going to go through so many changes, physical changes, on top of course, mental and emotional changes. Your appearance might start to change. The first change, physical change, was my eyes. My outer ring went from black to a blue. And my actual eye color has changed from a brown to a orangey brown. And depending on my emotions, is whatever color it changes to. And I began to notice, and you can as well, that as I began to pick up on more light, my skin began to reflect light. And it was sparingly in my process, where some days it would glow a goldish hue, or a rose gold kind of color. And then some days there would be nothing. And that was a true indication that I wasn't at the right light quotient, but I was working towards it. And it's something that I really noticed. And I noticed it more so on my thymus gland, where it is reflecting a lot, which I knew that I was opening up my sacred heart. But for the past month here, and it's growing, my skin, my entire body it's the rainbow color, but when all the colors of the rainbow, you know how a prism looks, it changes in coloring depending on how the light is hitting, or like an opal does a diamond as well. You know how it just kind of, as you move, there's a reflection of sparkles of different colors. So I do have that that change that has been throughout this past month. So this is a sign that I have reached, of course, a higher level of light. Now, they say that you are required to have at least 96% light to complete your ascension process, and therefore to open up to most, or to your gifts that you are supposed to have in this lifetime to help you fulfill your life's purpose. I know where mine is taking me. I have from the very beginning, because I was afraid of it. What you are afraid to face, of certain aspects of your journey, has a lot to do with your end result. Keep that in mind. So as your energy field continues to clear itself, attracting more light, you will become more visible beyond becoming more physical beyond physical limits. Excuse me there. Others can be supported by your light. Your light is what helps other people heal, not by you placing beliefs on others. So as you begin to receive more light, you can deepen your soul talents such as healing, clairvoyance, channeling, or telepathy. Which all of this type of ability requires lots of rest. It's still a part of a regeneration process. You are expanding. As more light is coming in, you are going to expand much quicker, which can be the reason why we kind of feel like nothing is happening, but everything is happening, because a light, of course, moves very quickly. And because of that quick process, or fast-paced process, it can also feel like it's slowing down. And I really hope that makes sense. You're changing so quickly that there's really no time to think about things. And this is the part of where we have to learn even more patience and more trust in our process. So if I go back to today's verse of the day, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. It's a time of a lot of silence, a lot of uncertainty. Yet, everything is happening at the same time, which means you are very certain of it all. But because of the flip back, and everything happening at simultaneously, it can leave you feeling a little empty. Do not feel that way. Please do not feel that way. Wherever you are in your journey, it is a part of the process. It's a part of the internal transformation. And every time that you feel uncertain about your path, it's really important to get into something that's more positive, reinforcing your own light. Draw, dance, get outside. Just don't allow yourself to think and get back into those negative thoughts and emotions. So I wanted to, on top of that, so a part of the rainbow anyway, in terms of our physical body, we can, of course, align our chakras as I have already mentioned, and I'm sure that you are already aware of. But our aura itself can take on all lights of the rainbow, all colors of the rainbow. Now, when you also think of this, God is color, just like God is sound. And that God is everything. So keep that in mind. And that we are able to work with any color of the rainbow to help us on our journey, whether it is, to help us heal in certain aspects. You can choose the color blue, the blue ray, and every color of the rainbow signifies a different type of healing. But there's also something known as the rainbow body, and this is something that Buddha and Christ developed full abilities of. And there is no limit to what we are capable of within this reality. As long as we believe in that concept, the idea piques our interest, the spark goes off in our heart, and we set things in motion by clearing ourselves out, anything is possible. The rainbow is still a promise from God to you. And it is your connection. The rainbow is there for your connection. From who you are to your godlike self. And I hope this video serves you well. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.